You have to identify yourself. You work for the government?
I don't have to identify myself. You're on a public street.
Are you a police officer?
Dr. Fauci, do you regret the way you handled the hearing, pleading the fifth so much? Is there anything you would do differently on COVID, sir?
We help our fellow Americans. That's a good thing. It's something that we should be proud of.
The last thing at all that the Republicans will do is help a baby. They will not help anybody whatsoever. MAGA is another group of people that love to tout and talk about freedom of speech. They hate freedom of speech. Let me be clear about that before I show you this. They hate freedom of speech. They only like their freedom of speech. Everybody else, though, needs to get locked up. They need to go to prison, taken off the air, lose their job, all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want people to be able to actually have freedom of speech. You know what I mean? But what they don't understand is that because they have their belief, right, which is those types of things, right, like the things that are against freedom of speech, locking people up, getting people, in trouble, and all these different things. They're for that unless it happens to them. But what I try to explain to them, and this is, I guess, a little bit me trying to talk to them right now. I mean, I'm not trying to turn them in any way, and I made that clear moments ago. I'm not here to try to change their mind. But what I do want is to explain to them how, yes, if you are for all of these types of things, it could happen to you. Like this guy, he's not a MAGA person, but he did post something. And because of that, he has police visiting him because of something that he said. This is against our First Amendment, ladies and gentlemen. This is not freedom of speech. This is the exact opposite of freedom of speech. You see, freedom of speech means that you can say anything you want. It doesn't mean that there's no consequences. Don't get me wrong. But it does mean that you will not go to jail. And you will not have the government coming after you. Those two things are really what freedom of speech means. But if you post something and you have police visiting you, that's the antithesis of freedom of speech. It's not at all good.
Temple PD. Hey, y'all. How you doing? More treason again? Is that what this is? Name and badge number. Speak up. I'm half deaf.
Officer Keenan, 517.
You. Go. Name and badge number.
Calm down. It's okay.
I'm not calming down. Name and badge number.
Yeah, you're in a public street, right?
I don't give a shit. Name and badge number. This is my street.
No, it's not.
I pay for this.
No, you don't. Detective Dominguez.
I pay HOE fees.
Detective Dominguez. To the police department, 444.
Good. Name and badge number. Go. You have to identify yourself. You work for the government?
I don't have to identify myself. You're on a public street.
Are you a police officer that tried to make contact with me at my fucking property?
We did try to make contact with you. I don't know
Okay,
if you
good.
don't wanna talk.
Name and badge number. That is the law. You have to identify yourself.
State the law. State the law on that.
You really want to go there, dude? Do you really want to go there? Because there is a law on it, and you know it. Name and badge number. You need to identify yourself. Do it now. Oh, you're done. Don't worry, we're filing charges on you too. You too. Hey. You got a warrant?
No, we're not here to arrest you.
You don't have a warrant. Why were you on my property?
We're here to talk to you
About what?
about some posts you made on X.
Oh, here we go again. Freedom of speech. You don't like it?
No.
Don't like me talking about treasonous fucking politicians
They have no
who are
problem.
combining our military with the IDF?
They have no problem with freedom of speech. Just wanted to talk
You don't have a
about
fucking problem with freedom of speech? What the fuck is all this?
Exactly.
What is all this?
I mean, like, you can't make this up. So this is just an example. It goes on for another maybe 1 minute. It looks like, yeah. Like this is at I'm stopping it at 2:15. It goes to 3:22. So it's a little bit more of a more than a minute left on that. But you can see they're there to talk to him about some posts that he made on X. Is that freedom of speech, MAGA? Is it? Because it's not. If you have police coming at your door because of something that you said, then that's not freedom of speech. And, that guy didn't, I don't know what he posted, but I guarantee you it wasn't any kind of a threat. He didn't threaten the president or to shoot anybody or anything stupid, crazy like that. He didn't do anything like that. He probably said something like, this is bullshit. We should not be merging our military with the Israeli military, and something along those lines. And, they were told, you need to go see this guy to intimidate him so that he doesn't do that again. That's what happened. Is that freedom of speech? No, it's not freedom of speech at all. This is, again, earlier we spoke about Dr. Fauci, and this is Dr. Fauci being harassed by police and also the press, Fox News, going to harass Dr. Fauci. And we'll talk about this at the end of the video. 24 seconds long.
Dr. Fauci, do you regret the way you handled the hearing, pleading the fifth so much? Is there anything you would do differently on COVID, sir?
So you can see they're harassing Dr. Fauci, an American hero who has saved millions and millions of lives. But did you guys notice Fox News Digital asking Donald Trump about why he went on tour during COVID, told people not to wear their mask? Did they ask him about that? Did they say, hey, Donald, you kept on saying that this was a hoax, that this is not real, and that it'll go away? Making fun of Joe Biden for wearing
The biggest mask I've ever seen, okay? He had a mask on like this. I couldn't even believe it, okay?
but they're out there outside of Fauci's house, but they did not at all ever criticize the guy who was in charge of the country and also denying everything that was happening in real time while it was happening. They don't talk about that. They want to go after Dr. Fauci. Isn't that weird? Don't you guys think that that's a little bit weird? I mean, you cannot make this up, bro. The stupidity of the Republicans is unmatched. Unbelievable, all right? And this is another one that I want to show you. We're almost done here, ladies and gentlemen, to hang in there with me. This is some hypocrisy by J.D. Vance and the Republicans, for that matter. They're all the same. Listen to this.
It's one of the great things about the United States of America that if we see a baby and we see a young mother that requires help, we help our fellow Americans. That's a good thing. It's something that we should be proud of.
The last thing at all that the Republicans will do is help a baby. They will not help anybody whatsoever. They say that they're pro-life, don't they? All the time. They're pro-Jesus. They're the most anti-Christ people the world has ever seen. The Republican Party. Not just MAGA, but the Republican Party. They're against Jesus. They're against life. They're totally fine with the baby being born, but then when the baby's hungry, what the fuck are you talking about? Why do you have the baby? We can't help you with that. Fuck you and your baby. That's the Republican Party for you. But he says that we're here and we're going to help. That's one of the things that America does best. We help people that are hungry. No, you don't. The Democrats do, but you guys don't. Republicans are anti-Jesus, anti-life. That's the fact of the matter. They want nothing at all to do with helping people. That's the truth of the matter. They want nothing at all to do with any of these things. If you don't believe me, just look at every single time you turn around. What are they trying to do? They're trying to take away from you. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Get another job. You're lazy. Meanwhile, Republicans are totally fine with giving the richest company in the world, Walmart, billions of dollars in subsidies, but they won't do anything to make sure that those people that work there don't make enough money to be able to afford healthcare, which it should be free anyway. It should be paid for by the government because people like Walmart are tax heavier, right? They can't afford that. They also can't afford food, so they need SNAP benefits. But Republicans don't want to give that person who's hungry money for SNAP, but they're totally fine with giving Elon Musk billions of dollars for his rocket ships. And they're totally fine with giving Walmart billions of dollars. But they say they help people. Isn't that something? It's disgusting. To top things off, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought the tariffs were bad, well, it has been bad. We all know that, except for Donald Trump and the Republicans. They're the dumbest people on the planet. They can't figure this out. We all know this to be true. But then to make it even worse, they already done did it, didn't they? Like they already done did it. Donald Trump has already done it. We've already gotten robbed of billions of dollars as a collective, right? The American people have paid for the tariffs. But it needs to be paid back, right? We're not going to get paid back anything. But those people like Walmart that I just talked about, yes, they're going to be paid back just fine. And they're going to be just fine with it because they get their money back. We don't, though. Watch.
Major corporations across the country are now getting billions of dollars in tariff refunds, but American consumers are getting almost nothing back. So where's your cut?
That is the big question. And we're going to bring in CNN senior business reporter David Goldman to try to make it make sense for us. David?
Again, remember, MAGA's watching, and they're going to be in the comments saying that this is a lie. They're being robbed. I'm being robbed. You're being robbed. They are being robbed also. But they're not going to believe it, right? They're going to say that this is all fake because it's on CNN. They're literally the dumbest people we've ever seen, bro. It's hysterical.
Where is our tariff refund?
Yeah, I want to know where my tariff refund is, and I think a lot of Americans do too, because they shelled out $1,000 last year in tax expenses because of all of those tariffs.
We've paid, like, when they paid the tariffs, he's right about the fact that the American companies paid. We'll get back to this video in a second. They paid the tariffs. But you see, then they sold us the goods, the services and everything else for more money. And then we paid them back plus their profit. That's how this works, ladies and gentlemen. But you can't make this up. They're continuing with the nonsense.
They weren't actually going to the Customs and Border Patrol and handing over their tariff check the way that corporations were. But that was a lot of money that was spent on tariffs. $166 billion on the tariff refunds that are coming back to corporations because the Supreme Court declared those illegal. Well, so...
The $166 billion that's going back, that's not even the amount that was collected. It was like $300 billion. If you take $166 billion of taxpayers, $166 billion, if you think about this, the $1,000, if you gave it $1,000 to every taxpayer right now, which is about 160 million, it would cost 166 billion. But they're not going to give it to us. They're going to give it to the corporations. We're getting fucked again. So, I mean, you can't make this up. But go ahead in the comments and put here and where you're from. Look at Jacob Morgan, another complete and utter idiot. The dumbest people on the planet, like Jacob Morgan here. He says this guy is a complete moron. Doesn't like what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I just informed Jacob about what's going on in real life. This entire show, for the entire 2 straight hours, I've given him nothing but factual information. And Jacob didn't get enlightened. He didn't say, you know what? Wait a second, that's not right. No, he says I'm a moron. Like I always say, though, these people are literally the dumbest people on the planet. When you show them things, factual information, they want nothing to do with it. Go ahead and say here and where you're from. Matthew Greenwald he's upset. Oh, Greenwood. I'm sorry, Matt. Matt Greenwood is another MAGA man. They're very emotional. You know what I mean? Maybe this is him trying to ask me out. Like, I don't suck, if that's what you're asking me. And I know what you're asking me for, but like, I'm not like that. So you could stop asking. But MAGA men, we already know what you guys are like also. Like, that's the thing about you guys. We know what you are on the down low, otherwise known as DL. But a lot of times you guys call it what? Grinder? Isn't that what you guys do? Are you asking me if I suck? Because I don't. If that's what you're asking. But, you know, I know you're very emotional, right? Matthew Greenwood, you're a very emotional MAGA man. And that's the thing about MAGA men. They are very, 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 it's a very feminine trait, isn't it? You know, like, we love, as masculine men, we love our emotional women. But you guys are always seem to be very emotional also, just like a woman. But you're supposed to be tough guys, Matthew Greenwood. But if you're asking me out, stop, okay? Because I'm not interested. Matthew Greenwood, I am not interested at all in you at all. But I know that it's a little bit odd for you to ask me this type of thing, whether or not I suck, because it's daylight right now. Maybe it's nighttime where you are. I don't know. But at nighttime, we already know what happens with you guys. We know, okay? Thanks for being here, though, but I'm not interested, okay? Sorry about that.